Hello, friend. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another Needlessly Nostalgic. I am one of your hosts, Tyler Nichols, with my other host, Mr. Lance Valchek. I can't tell if my Audition is just recording. Oh yeah, my thing. You know that thing when you're in Audition and like you can like scroll and it makes the waveform much smaller.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I apparently did that at one point because I was like, oh shit, something's going on. It's not recording properly, but it does appear to be recording properly. My thing was just
bottom right with the little eyeglass thing. Or not eyeglass, with the magnifying glass, I think. Yeah, I mess around all the time. It's kind of annoying. Yeah. But as long as somebody's hearing this, that means that it worked. Yeah. As opposed to me figuring out at the end of this that it did not work.
Yeah, that would not be good. We've already had a few instances where it's like, oh wait, this isn't working for this. Oh, you recorded in mono. Okay, it's only the left channel.
Yeah, I play my little whatever I have, whatever the thing is on my desk now.
Yeah, people can't see, but I rearranged my office as well, so it's a whole different angle than usual. So I feel like I'm in a new space. It's been nice.
Yeah, more red curtain, I see.
Yes, much more red curtain. That was the whole plan. I want to feel like I'm in a movie theater.
Good.
I'm still not completely done with it. I got to figure out some other things because I got this Michael Myers mask because I was Michael Myers for Halloween, and I want to get. They have these like styrofoam heads at Michael's that you can buy. I'm like, I need to get that. I can just put the mask on that. Be perfect, and it can be for display. Because if there's one thing,
surprisingly expensive though. If you look at them, I mean, not like expensive, but like you think that it costs like $5. I feel like I got like a pack of those for Halloween to make my decorations, and they weren't cheap. I was a little disappointed.
Nothing's cheap these days. That's not surprising. But also, if there's one thing that I have had like a theme of, it's cool actors being like, "Oh, I love your background," so I got to keep that up. You got to keep it as like a fun little thing that people can comment on.
Icebreaker, essentially.
Yeah, especially when they're like, "Wait, what's that? What's this thing? What's that?" When I talked to Spinal Tap, because I talked to literally the guys were in character. That was like one of the first things they said was they were like trying to figure out all the stuff that was in the background.
I was going to say something, but I thought you were going to say something that I held off.
No, I stopped myself because it seemed like you were going to say something.
Well, I don't remember what I was going to say now. That's long past.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are now finishing up our Midnight Mass. What? This isn't an extravaganza or franchise chat.
Series. Yeah, the little mini series.
Yeah, and dear God, this has been such a great rewatch. Though, I'm gonna tell you right now, next time I rewatch a series, it's probably gonna be done in like a night. Like I will start at like 7 p.m. and finish at like 1 a.m. Because like it's hard to start and stop with this one because you just as soon as an episode ends, you're like, oh, I want to go on to the next one. I need to go on. I need to know more. I need to see more of this.
I would have never waited for the finale ever. Even this time I did, and it was like, oh no, this was meant to be watched after episode 6.
Yes.
Come on. Yeah. It's a continuation. The episode 6 stops. That's really what it is. It doesn't finish anything. It stops. So it's like, oh, no. But I mean, this is a hell of an episode. I mean, honestly, one of the most beautiful things put to screen.
Yeah, there was plenty. There were character fates that I had forgotten about. There were many different elements that I wasn't expecting, even though I've seen this before. And just shows the phenomenal writer that Mike Flanagan is, because he just knows how to do proper arcs and have very satisfying conclusions to the things that he set up. Because dear God, did I forget all about Rahul Kohli and all his shit with his kid, and they just do a fantastic job with this.
Yeah, his thing is characters. He understands the human spirit. I think that's why I like him so much.
Well, and also, like, before we even get into the actual, God, I had to like exit out my Midnight Mass because I'm like playing it through Plex, and it just like freaked the fuck out. Like, audio glitches like crazy, even though I had it pause. I want to talk about the look of this episode, because it is like the power has been cut off from the island, so it's like a dark. Everything is like just essentially lit by the moonlight, and I fucking love how it looks. Like, just incredible how, like, you're seeing it's not T2 blue, but like there's still that, like, you can see everything, but there's still enough darkness that it feels dark. It doesn't feel like, oh, I can tell where this light is or that light is.
No, it's beautiful.
Brilliant.
This is, I mean, I think even in the book we both read, they're explaining like that they put the light very far away, so everything was still illuminated. This wasn't too dark of an episode like your Game of Thrones. Mention that again. Mm-hmm. Also, though, it's basically moonlight, candlelight, and fire is what lights the entire episode. And can you get 3 more beautiful sources of light, especially in something that's as spooky and cinematic as this? Oh, perfect.
And I mean, I could be wrong on this, but is her name Mildred? Alexandra Esso's character in this? She like looks even younger after she's been carried off with the vampire and wakes up again. So now she's obviously in full vamp mode.
Yeah, she wakes up basically as the actress. Like, yeah, she's now officially at her like peak. And I think it's a great, because it starts off, which I love, at that nice cold opening. You just hear the crickets in the wind. Midnight Mass comes right in front of the church, and then she just pops up into frame. And she is exactly like 30 years younger than we saw her last episode.
Yeah. And because we finally get like a little bit of, I don't know, like the clearly Monsignor Pruitt has been racked with some guilt, and he's clearly understands that he's made a mistake with this. Like, and you get to essentially see him questioning things, which, like, there's a beautiful moment between the two where they're talking about, like, he even says, he's like, I would have left all of this for you.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I couldn't ask you to do that. I couldn't take all of that away from you. And it's just so beautifully done. And it's the kind of thing you're not expecting from, you're kind of like, every time you think something's going to go a certain way, I feel like Flanagan does such a great job of subverting those expectations. So you kind of expect her to be like, oh, I agree. I wish that this was happening. Like, I would have done this. I would have. What she's like, no, I would not have taken you away. I would have, because she has something of like, she would have ruined 3 lives, or
yeah. But I thought that's such an old school attitude, but it's also respectable, because she wasn't like, because you're right though. She's like, I wouldn't take it away from you, but also she's like, I'm not going to leave my husband. Yeah. Like I have my family. Like, I'm not leaving my family either. Like, it was just like we had something happened. And as adults, we moved on. And I thought that was cool. I don't remember actually a lot of this conversation. I didn't remember actually that he or she was his, like, basically bastard offspring. I just completely forgot about that. Not her. I'm sorry.
Sarah, Dr. Sarah.
Yeah. For that was the child. But I think that's a beautiful conversation there, because it's this like quiet, soulful thing, and it's them like connecting, and he's been giving her communion this entire time. It's because and we knew that he kind of had a thing for her, but like them in their youth right here having that sort of mano a mano conversation. I mean, that's the stuff that I think Flanagan does so well. But yeah, I would have left 3 lives would have been lost in the fact that she's like, I wouldn't have. Like, he's like, oh, I want to. He's like, I regret not loving you and doing anything. And she's like, that wouldn't happen anyway. Like, I had a family, I had a husband. It's just, I don't know, something about that. It was so honest, and it's just, I guess, non-romantic, because you're right. Like if you went the other way, that'd been fine. That'd been beautiful as well. That's a fairy tale. That's what you want to hear. But like, the truth is colder and more just grounded. And it's like, no, he went with more of a truthful arc for her. And then I don't know, just something about that surprised me. I didn't remember that part, and I was happy to see something so honest.
Dude, how did I miss that she had a husband?
Yeah, that's because the husband essentially raised Pruitt's kid as a remnant.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that, and with this whole watch. I just always assumed that she was like a single mother who then had like a bastard child.
No, not in that era. No, it's yeah.
Makes a lot more
I missed,
lot more sense.
I missed the daughter being his child. I mean, I guess they say it in the conversation, but like I think they even hinted it towards the middle of the show, I believe.
I mentioned
there is
it.
more hints. Yeah,
I mentioned.
And it's like over my head, dude. Over my head. Like just completely never caught on to that at all. So
that's hilarious. Well, and like, because I think he even mentioned it in the last episode too, of like essentially theorizing, because I didn't remember, of like, oh, does this mean that then they're going out and going after the town? And 100%, these bastards then go out, leave the church and go just like hunting down the other residents of this town, which feels very, I don't know, like there's like a little bit of Salem's Lot in it, in terms of like, then we're getting all these like the glowing eyes. It's like townsfolk are all over the place, which I love that look. We get so much of the glowing eyes.
Yeah.
It's so fucking beautiful.
It's like, this is the episode that's, well, I would say it goes full horror the most, maybe, because it's the vampires finally going out and feeding. And, you know, I do like that they make a point to say like, it's really tied into your personality. Henry Thomas's character is very clear when he says, it's something that I thought was going to take over and I couldn't fight it, but I didn't do it. I did not kill. Well, people were, you know, almost just gleeful at the chance to murder and eat. So it kind of, it separates like the good and the bad. I think even the mayor, I believe has a moment in this episode that he does hesitate. He's not like as evil. And then some people are just complete bastards. I kind of like that it separates like, oh, you were kind of a piece of shit before. And now you have this. And you're completely off the rails.
Yeah, like the one altar boy. He's a little shit because he even eats his mom.
Yeah, dude.
Oof.
Dude. I mean, we'll get to that in the end, but that conversation with the big guy in the beard about that stuff, it gets me.
Yeah, I forgot how much they do. He does a really good job, like kind of humanizing the, something with an S. What is it? Sturge.
Yeah. And I'm surprised because I remember him being humanized the whole episode, but he's actually a villain up until the very end.
Yeah.
Because you know who I forgot kills Miss Dr. Sarah? I forgot it was him.
Yeah. Same.
No memory of that, dude. No memory.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one. Also, I completely forgot because in my brain, I think it's probably because I was mixing up the stuff that happened later on. Bev is hoisted by her own petard. She fucking burns down the town, and that, like, as soon as that even started, I was like, oh, she started all of this fucking shit. Yeah. Like, she's the whole reason they don't have Sanctuary. Like, that is brilliant. And then her bringing in Revelations into it, which also, that's the name of the episode. It's 7 Revelations, which I think that's pretty brilliant for the parallels going on there. I mean, obviously just the fire alone, but then this whole rebirth and them eventually dying. Like, there's a lot in this that, like, I love all the symbolism that Mike Flanagan's able to put into this one in particular. Obviously all of his work has a lot of symbolism, but this one, there's just, if I was more in tune with the Bible, I feel like I would pick out even more stuff. But reading that book, I'm like, oh yeah, there's so much shit that I didn't realize.
I'm impressed because the way he ties it in, like, I don't know a ton of this stuff. I mean, obviously I was raised Catholic, so I know more than somebody who doesn't, but like, she's quoting things and it's like, oh, that really does, you know, I mean, obviously she's self-fulfilling her own prophecy. So she's picking out things, of course, that's what these people do, but it's so well fitted that it's like, oh wow. I mean, it's impressive. But the thing I like is she starts burning down all the buildings after she tries to kill Aaron, but I think it's actually kind of telling that she goes in and tries to murder Aaron and everybody in the house first, not by eating them, by burning it down. And that's before she even has the thought of Revelations. She's just trying to fucking smoke them out. And it's like, what a villain. And let's talk about, and I think this is how good, not only of casting, but also how good of writing when Annie Flynn comes out, basically sacrificed herself. Like it's this strong, badass moment, but because she's this churchy like mom, she's like, you're a bad person, you know, as opposed to, because how I would have written it would have been like, you fucking bitch, my son would, you know, something like that. But it's like, no, that she wouldn't have said that. Like as much as I want that out of her mouth, because I want that like cathartic release of yes, she's sticking up. She does in her own aw shucks mom way. You know, Bev Keane, you're a bad person, or you're not a good person, or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she says you're not a good person, which like
and that's her fuck you.
Yeah, which I mean, and then there's that you can see too. There's that moment. It hurts Bev, like because you can tell it hurt, but then you can also see the wheels turning quickly of how she justifies it. She's so quick to be like, oh, and try to quote scripture to then help out her cause. Where it's like, no, you're a bad person. It does not matter like what how you justify this. And as a viewer, because we've gotten so many, there's been like she's very clearly been a bad person since episode 1. Because I believe the dog gets killed in episode 1, like, and it's very obviously her. So you know she's a piece of shit, and it's like she always gets the last word with people, always. So then to have this moment, and also anytime anyone does say anything to her, it always seems like it's just like bouncing off. She doesn't even take it in completely because she's like half listening to anyone else. And so it's so nice to then get that moment where it's like, oh, it sinks in with her of like, oh, fuck, like she's right.
It gets under the armor, that chink in the armor. It's like that actually like shakes her a bit. And then of course, like you said, but that's why Bev is such a great bad guy, is because she is smart and she has twisted reasoning. She could find scripture, and she could, you know, even when she, like you said about the dog, when the sheriff calls her on it, or at least asks about the poison, she straight up is like, you would never accuse me in this town, you know, like, you know, she essentially pulls her dick out and puts it on the table. Is like, no, I am in charge, you know? And I do like that this entire thing is, no matter what happens, she's on top of it. She is really just too good. And this is the one moment where she gets a little like disappointed, because the one person that's calling out on her bullshit is a sweet church-going woman, like the one woman where you can't. And then she goes, "Oh, your son's a terrible person and must come from the home." That's her. Yeah. That's her like readjusting, recalibrating her thoughts.
Yeah, her deflection. Like, oh, this person's opinion doesn't matter because she raised a shitty son. It's like, just keep reaching for those grapes. Just keep it up, Bev.
That is Bev. That's Bev in the nutshell.
Yeah, and the fact that then Sturge too, he's just always going along. He's just like the dumbest. He's the dumbest man. He just like doesn't understand what he's doing. I think it's finally, like, as you already mentioned, he like shoots Sarah, and I feel like the moment that Sturge finally starts to understand is him getting choked out by Monsignor Pruitt.
Yeah,
and I think that's finally when he like starts to get it a little bit more, but he's still like, he's not in open revolt, but I think he finally starts to see that like, oh, maybe what he's doing is not right, not in line with what he should be.
Bev basically like is the cult leader here. I mean, as much as Pruitt is the one heading all this, she's the one sort of like tying to scripture, and she's the one pushing. Yeah. I mean, she calls him an apostle at one point. And he's the one feeding, I remember him feeding, I think it's Monsieur. He's feeding somebody. He's like cutting his arm open and giving people blood. So he is completely just a tool, every time with Sturge. Mm-hmm. And what I love about that character is you're right, though. He's aloof. Like he is you could see it in him, even how, what's his name? Matt Bidell, I don't know, plays him. There is a kindness because he saves that one neighbor who's nice to him. And he's like, oh, the guy's like freaking out. He's like, I killed my family. I think I killed my family. I don't know what's going on. And Bev's like, oh yeah, I never saw you at church. You're not coming in. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, but he was nice to me. Right. Oh, sorry, buddy. You gotta go by the beach and watch the sunset. He like tries to help. Like it's sweet. He's like a sweet guy, which is, I think, shows you not only how the role's written, but played, because everything that man does, you should hate him. It takes a really good actor and really good writing and a good director. It's a trifecta to make you not hate him.
Yeah.
Because he is a piece of shit on every level, but why do I feel bad? You know?
Yeah. I also want to talk about the willpower that it takes to stab yourself in the throat with a knife.
And go all cross. That's just not like slice. Ah,
damn. But she makes a good point. Like it's just a couple minutes sooner where it's, because there's this great line. They're like all in the house, and it's like, what's her, Kate Siegel's asking for Aaron. She's like trying to get them to, like, it's like guns. We need guns.
Yeah.
It's like, then it's like, well, why would we need guns with this? It's like, well, it may come down to just minutes, maybe even seconds.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so good. But then Annie is like, we spend our whole lives talking about like heaven and getting into heaven and getting close to heaven. And like, then once you're at the end, then you're like, you do whatever you can to just get a couple minutes more rather than going to heaven. So yeah, the fact that then she's like willing, I think it like kind of sets up two different parts in the story to come in the episode, like her killing herself then, but then also her sacrificing and like watching the sunset later. Like, no, she knows what she's going to. She knows what the end game is.
And make a good point. I really thought about that like, that little conversation with Bev, she's like, okay, I'm done. I'm willing to go. She like takes herself out right then. She's like, which is such a bold move, but you forget but I think for the best things is she is helping her friends escape while also confronting this evil woman. And she does such a good job that it takes Bev a minute to be like, she's stalling. She's like, Bev does catch on. And it's like, but it's too late. Like, I love the fact that she was stalling. She was stalling, but she was also confronting this fucking crazy religious bitch that, pretty much killed the town. But I do love that even while she's like getting her moment, she's also helping her friends. Yeah. And I love that Bev does catch on, but it was too late. I think, I don't know, something about that. I'm like, oh, that's that sort of like heroic thing that I love in stories.
Yeah, because it's twofold, because she's insulting Bev, which then clearly gets to her. But then obviously the blood element is what I think distracts even further. So yeah, she's very smart about how she goes about it, which then even, because you bring up a good point too, of like how it's reflective of the person in like as a whole in terms of when they become a vampire, because they're both Henry Thomas and Annie. They don't feed at, they don't like, we get the moment where she sees like the lights, but there's not a get like freaking out about the blood that's around, because they're good people. They're not going to do that. Like they would rather die than feed on someone, which I don't think I never caught that before.
And to me, it's just, it's beautiful. It's a very like, to me, I'm emotionally moved by Henry Thomas and both of them, of course, but I do love that little moment when they find each other and they hug, and he's like, I didn't do it. He goes, it hurts. I felt it. But he goes, but it's not something that you can't control if you want to. And it's like, yes, like these are, they always say, like, I was joking. It's true. Like, the only Christian president I think that's ever existed is Jimmy Carter, because he spent his entire life after the presidency helping the poor, where it's like in this town, there's only a few Christians or Catholics, whatever you want to call them. I mean, that's the same umbrella. Catholicism is under the Christian umbrella, I should say. But the fact that these two were living the values by that, where everybody else, or I should say most people, should be just kind of skating by. It's like, no, in the end, when it really comes down to it, they truly were good human beings that like cared about others. And it's like, that's such a fucking strong way to like stick to it. And they didn't have to mention that. They could have, you didn't show them eating anybody. I would have believed it. Or I would have even thought about it. Because even if they did, it's like, well, I get it. You're a vampire and you're drawn to it. But they make a point to say it. And I really enjoy that aspect of the script. Because that's something that I think just adds so much, and it's so little of a detail.
Yeah, because when they meet up again, they're like, it's my blood. And she's like, mine too. Or it's like, it's such a nice moment of like, then like, oh, see, we didn't succumb to this. We're not these people.
Dude, Henry
Which-
Thomas in this is fucking fantastic.
Oh,
Really, I mean,
he's so good.
I love him Flanagan, and you know, I'll be honest, I did go back and forth between if I like him more in Haunting Hill House for this, but I regardless, like those are his two best roles. Like this is either his best or second best, and it's either it's a close first or a close second. But it's like, dude, this guy could retire tomorrow, and like I would say, you know, little Elliot from E.T. ended up being one of my favorite actors, honestly, who doesn't do a lot. I mean, but every time he's in Flanagan stuff, I'm like, keep going, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of those actors that I mean, for a long time, it was like, yeah, Elliot from E.T. And even he would show up and stuff because he was like, he's in Legends of the Fall, Gangs of New York. Like he shows up in things. It pretty much took till Flanagan started using him. Then I feel like it's kind of broken into that next level.
I was saying earlier, it's like Flanagan, I feel like, and not every single actor, because I mean, every actor in this entire series isn't an Oscar winner to me. I mean, everybody's great. But, you know, I feel like Henry Thomas and him, it's like he gets Thomas's energy and how he acts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's something Flanagan's really good at. You know, obviously, I would say the same thing with like Tarantino and other like big directors who it's like when they work with the same people, it's like, no, they get like, you know, Scorsese and fucking De Niro and Joe Pesci, where it's like sometimes you just go, oh, I get you. Flanagan, that's one of his guys that I believe he gets. I think which was Huffing and Puffin last episode where like you told me he's not in Carrie, and for some reason that still bothers me.
Well, and looking at his IMDb, it's like Ouija Origin of Evil was his first Flanagan. It's like
I should
Gerald.
watch that. I didn't like when I first saw it, but you know, maybe I would now. Maybe I'm missing the humanity of it.
Oh, dude, it's so good. I haven't watched it in a bit, but I remember it has. So we're over. I think we're past this now because with digital projections. But there's cigarette burns in the top right hand corner of the screen every 25 minutes because that was the cue.
Reel changes.
Yeah, that's the cue for the reel change, and Ouija like it has that in it. Like he just cool. And he like there's like a certain look to it that he wanted to do to have it almost feel like a theatrical experience. But also, I mean, Lulu Wilson like does an incredible performance in that, and it has.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, I forgot. Okay, you know, at this point, maybe it's been so long. I didn't remember her being even one of the characters. So, and I've always had a thing. Not a thing. Let me rephrase that. I'm so sorry. I've always really enjoyed that actress. I don't have a thing for her. I don't know why the fuck I said that, but she's been awesome and everything.
Well, and Annalise Basso as well, she's like the girl. She's the redhead from Life of Chuck.
Oh, okay. Shut. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I guess she's in a bad mood.
Yeah, agreed. Or maybe you didn't realize it was Flanagan at the time.
No, I mean, that was my first experience with Flanagan was Gerald's Game. And I think that actually that's what got me into him, because I was like, oh, he understands King really well, because Darabant's the only guy that I think understands King. Honestly, like to me, he's like, that's the guy. You want to get King, get Darabont. And I was like, who the fuck is this Mike Flanagan? And then I watched Hush, and the rest is history. But yeah, okay. All right. Well, I'll give it a watch. I'll go back.
Yeah, we're coming up on a year or a decade since I actually discovered Mike Flanagan and like got into him, which is so weird to think of, because I always consider him like my new find.
I know that's the thing about time, buddy. What got you into him? Was it Ouija Origin of Evil? Hush. Okay.
It was Hush. Yeah, I saw Hush on Netflix very quickly, and then because of that, I was like, "Ooh, what's this Ouija that's coming out?" Because
was Hush before Gerald's Game or after?
Before. Gerald's Game was 2017.
Okay.
Hush would have been 2016.
All right,
so,
makes sense.
Yeah,
because I'd watch it after. So. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I still need to do a rewatch of Hush because it's been quite a long time since I've watched it. But big fan. I mean,
I love it.
Flanagan stuff. Yeah, Flanagan stuff rarely misses. It's always just been just so good. Like he just he hits similar notes to what I like. But all right, so with Midnight Mass, one thing that I'm not sure if you read about it, because I did not, so I'm hoping you can illuminate something for me. Did they burn down the town? Was that legit? Because obviously because the town was just like a set, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like I'm just gonna say no, just in terms of logistics, because in the book that we read, they said like how they built this near like protected plants and stuff. They'd be very careful in like what they did. So no, I doubt it. And also, I just would assume, like they, what if they have to go back like a month later and film something? Like they figure out, like, oh, it doesn't look good. It's all gone.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the fire looks great. Like I have an issue with CGI fire a lot of the time, but I think the fire in this looks very, very good.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I think a lot of it's in service to the story. Like, are there a couple times where I'm like, yeah, I could tell it's CG, but it's like, it's, how it's filmed and how this looks, I think really adds to it. I mean, we talked about the cinematographer, like, and Flanagan really planning out details on what, like, this was not something that was figured out in post.
Yeah.
I think we've always talked about that saves a lot. Even if some effects, and there are a couple things like anytime they're in the water in the rowboat, previous episodes, it looks kind of cheesy. I don't give a shit. I'm still wiping away tears when Riley burns away. And like, that says everything you need to hear, which is you do something right. Even if it doesn't look right, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to ever hark on it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's certain things where I'm like the logistics, like who's going to go out in a rowboat and get this kind of a shot? Like, no, the camera is going to be moving around and it's not going to look
That's why Jaws is so great. It's because they fucking went on water. You know what I'm saying? That's why it repeat.
And it also added like 100 something days to the production schedule. It's like not everything can do that. This already had issues in terms of starting or just getting ready to start, and then COVID hitting. So they already had they were probably already past their allotted time for leasing the land.
Yeah, it's fine. It all works out. Honestly, I do not care.
I think it looks great.
I pick on the small stuff when the story sucks, and and all I can do is focus on it. You could tell me 10 continuity flaws in this show, and I'd be like, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care the least.
Yeah. I love the adults that essentially don't take the like communion. Some of them taking the communion, but they're resisting this. That rather than just trying to get away, they're like, burn the boats. The kids can get away on the boat, but like, we're burning the boats, we're burning everything. Like this is not escaping this island. I love that.
Which is awesome, because that's the second part of the story that I love so much. It's that Aaron and everybody are basically going around. They have like the action part of the story, which is like, yeah, exactly, like burn things down, get the guns. Like they're there to like kind of stop the evil from escaping.
Yeah.
And I love that, because this is where like I think storytelling and where I'm okay with things being elevated and exaggerated, but I really do appreciate watching something like this. Whereas, okay, in my mind, everybody's almost a ninja. You're getting by, you're fucking getting behind the vampires, you're setting things on fire. But in real life, you wouldn't. In this, it's like they turn around, it's like, oh, there's the sheriff burning the thing down. Shoot him in the fucking chest.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Aaron in the in the rectory. Like as much as you want them to be just like basically unseen and on top of it, it's like, yeah, they're just gonna be walking around throwing gasoline and things. Like there's not gonna be a slickness to it. That's all. It's like you just gotta hope you're not caught. And like you said earlier, it could come down to minutes. So it's like they just get caught. Yeah. And I kind of like that sort of almost, I don't know, grounded is not the word, because of course everything's grounded, but that just sort of almost like a clumsy approach. Maybe I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. One, even two, I love how Bev Keane essentially, she's okay with people's trespasses and their issues until it then doesn't serve her. Because she very clearly knew about Mildred and Pruitt, but then suddenly it's like, oh, Pruitt doesn't agree with what she's doing and how she's doing this. Where then she suddenly is like quoting she's like, can't listen to scholars or something. Like she has this whole speech, and then she's like shames him for his relationship with Mildred, and this moment where you're like, oh, gloves are off.
There's a great line. She's like, oh, I always knew you'd be my last, not temptation, but like test. Yeah. It's like, which is such a bad thing to say. It's like, bitch, no, you did not. Because an episode and a half ago, you were fucking, what can I do? What can I do? And now it's like, oh, I knew, you know, and because she's in charge now. I mean, that's the whole thing about she's making the beds earlier in the scene. And then she's outside essentially passing judgment. Like, no, you, like the poor guy that was brought back by bearded guy, which I eventually get his name. I want to say Sturge.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, you're not coming in. Like, you don't belong. Which is theoretically everybody could just kind of crowd in, but I love that she's at the gates. She's like, nope, you are going to heaven. You get to die. And it's like, oh, she's in the position she's always wanted: ultimate power and righteousness.
Yep, she wants to make the decisions, which is very evident by then. As soon as they're at the place, whatever, that rec center, which it has her like going through, and she has all the beds all lined up, and she's like
nice and clean.
Yeah, she's like and taking such pride, and then she's suddenly deciding who's gonna like be able to get in. You're like, oh, you fucker.
Because to her, I burned all the buildings. So like, no. The kingdom of heaven is just this building, and I'm the one that decides.
Yeah. Well, and Bev, she's okay. I have a quote from Bev, and it's the Bev and Annie exchange from earlier. I think it just speaks so well to like Bev is just a shitty person. Like, I hate to speak ill of the dead, but if Riley Finn, a drunk and a murderer, was evidence of the quality of his parenting, talking about her husband, and Annie's like, he was every part of him. God loves him just as much as he loves you, Bev. Why does that upset you so much?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it's
like, perfect, because that is absolutely what, that's the part of the Bible that people always fucking forget. Pretty sure it's in one of the commandments. Love thy neighbor.
I think it says too, I can't remember who says it, if it's Pruitt or if it's Aaron later on, where it's like, Bev, you're not his favorite. You think you are, but you're not his favorite. Like he loves everyone the same.
Yeah, I mean, what's so good about Bev is she is an absolute, she's a terrorist. She's an extremist. But it's like, but this is the kind that isn't going around, making people drink Kool-Aid. This is the kind that you're going to find. I think Flanagan even says in the book, like, what scares him about her so much is that she's a senator. She's a person that exists in power right now that is absolutely in control. It's not somebody who you think is crazy. It's somebody who like tells you they're sane, and that why you're the wrong one. It's like, oh no, yeah. This person's so dangerous because they are crazy enough to be, again, dangerous, but they present themselves as kind and nice enough to fucking trick the weak, is like or the feeble and the foolish.
Yeah. Fucking, it's brilliantly done. There's a lot in this episode where it's like, Bev, I didn't realize that Flanagan could make me hate you more, but just keeps on coming, and she's so easily hateable, and it's all, I mean, Samantha Sloan, phenomenal. She is,
yeah.
There's a lot of good performances in this show, but especially then I've seen her like on social media and stuff. She seems like it's the sweetest person. Where then it's just like, God damn, that just makes your performance all the better. The fact that you are such a nice person in real life, that then you can pull this off.
I think she's lucky to live in the age she does, because she's so good in this that if this was 40 years ago, it'd be like Anthony Perkins, where it's like, you'll never work again because you are too good. Like, I've never seen her anything else. Obviously she was in Hush, and I could obviously disappear actors and actresses, but she is so good where it's like, I would have to stop myself from mentioning Bev Keane, because that's all she's going to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I met her, I'd be like, okay, all she hears is how good Bev Keane is. It's like, fuck, can I get something else? But it's like, that's because you're so good. You play it so good. Oh, it's fantastic.
I would struggle if I ever had to talk to her. I'd struggle not being like, Bev Keane is my most hated character.
Right? Yeah, because she hears that every day. I feel like, and also we live in a time where people are really stupid, because you always hear actors and actresses be like, oh, somebody comes up in the street and is like, I really hated Bev Kane. And so that's the kind of shit they hear where I was like, oh, I'm intelligent enough that I could tell you why. And I think it's a great character and why you did well. But the problem is you've heard 50 other times by some, moron, they really hated Bev Kane. And so by the time I get there, you're just like, I know, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. Like, no, and I promise I don't think you're that character. That's not what I'm saying. You're an actress. Yeah. Like, I know. Don't worry.
There's this part I want to mention because I know you love it as well. As I did, it's a small part that I didn't really remember. But when Dr. Sarah's in there in the church throwing the gasoline over the place, Pruitt walks in and she stops and looks at him. And the camera does this like awesome, like close up of him. And fucking Linklater is just such a good actor. It's like 10 Mississippis, I swear, of just this look on his face of like sadness and understanding. And then he goes, good. That's it. Like, I understand. Burn it down. And that's fucking perfect, man. Just all the acting is all emoting and good. I don't know. Something about that. I remember I clapped in my house. There's only two of us. I'm one of them. I was just like,
when he even said something about you can go out the back. She says something like that. That was my plan.
Yeah. After that, he basically he grabs the candle.
Yeah. I mean, it's been brought up on the show several times. There's a split diopter shot in that scene. So I feel like we have to discuss it.
But I think it's digital, isn't it?
I've got it paused right now. It is at 40:12. The finale, and it does not look digital. I can see where the line breaks, and like there's a weird warping effect that seems to be happening in the background. So I don't think it's digital.
Well, the problem is, I think we're both watching it. Hold on, we're both watching it. So like, of course, it's buffering. Of course, it does never buffers in life, but I believe. I mean, let's see. Hold on, let me see.
But yeah, phenomenal.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks legit. Plus, also I would expect that from Flanagan and Phil Magari. Like they seem to be the practical types with it. Yeah, Sturge, what a fucking asshole. And he's like because he doesn't realize that Pruitt isn't on their side yet. So he has that moment of like, wait, but I did what you would want. Like,
he like looks confused.
Yeah, he's like, she was gonna burn it down. Like you're the priest. You don't want you wouldn't want the church burnt down. You son of a bitch. This is actually
the one thing that surprised me in this episode is that Linklater isn't really in it a ton. Like this is probably the least he's in it. It's I mean, which is fine. I mean, I think it's great because this is essentially the effect he's had in the town, and now the town gets to be like the main character. But he really is just in it for, a handful of moments for the finale and everything. Obviously, every time he's in it, it's fantastic. But it is something that I just made a note of it. I was like, oh, we really don't spend a ton of time with him.
Yeah, I mean, he essentially, well, I don't know if you can say he renounces his whole faith at the end, but he definitely renounces the priesthood. He takes off.
So that's actually something I want to talk to you about, because when I first saw it, I thought he was renouncing his faith. But after the conversation he has with is Mildred? Yeah, Mildred, about Mildred. Essentially like I would have left being a priest for you. I think you're right, where it's like him taking that off isn't him leaving Christianity as much as like I still believe his faith is intact, just because I think it would be a bad move on the character for him to like be like atheist now. It just, to me, it's like you've done like, I don't know, you're too deep in.
Surprise, I'm atheist.
He's like, I'm agnostic now, but I do think you make a good point where like now when I watched it, him taking that off taking off the collar, to me, it's like, oh, it's the thing he told her he always wanted. Like, I wish I would have left. I would have, I wouldn't have been a priest if you were, so when he goes, takes it off, he goes, I'm so sorry. And then they embrace. So I don't know. That was my new perspective on it this time. I'm not sure if you agree.
No, I completely agree. I think if anything, his faith is so strong, and that's why we're in the predicament that we're in, because he sees a fucking vampire in a cave.
This is an angel.
And he's like, angel. Yes, angel. Never makes the connections. Dude never read Salem's Lot or Dracula before. This
is where the Bible gets interesting, is because I didn't know the Bible has all these parts where people are scared of angels. So I think that's a great little way to kind of twist it, because it's like I don't know, you know, the imagery I see is all cute and fun. I didn't realize the Bible said everybody's scared of him, so it's like, oh, what a great like escape plan you have for if somebody goes, why would you think the scary thing's an angel? It's like, well, the Bible says like 40 times.
Yeah,
it's like, so again, Flanagan being, you know, either an ex-Catholic, good for you, buddy.
Yeah, and he doesn't. You would expect from watching this show that some of the lines are kind of like made up. Like, oh no, the Bible does not say this about blood or drinking blood or like any of these things that sound very vampire like. And then you're like, no, these are literally direct quotes from the Bible.
Yeah, I looked a couple up just because I thought the same thing. Because even if it was made up, it wouldn't change it. You know, they always say Christopher Nolan in Batman Begins, when Liam Neeson's talking to Bruce Wayne, he's like rubbing his arms. He's like, no, rub your chest. That matters more than your arms. And then Nolan's like, I made that up. It just sounds good. It's like that. Don't use that in the wild. And it's like, oh fuck, it does sound good. So this is something where you could have the exact same thing, and I would be like, okay, I don't care if he's lying. It sounds good, but no, it's direct Bible quote. So shows you that he has an understanding of the religion.
See, and that's hilarious because like before seeing Batman Begins, I would definitely do like a rub my arms when I'm cold. Then after seeing Batman Begins, it's like, oh, I got to rub my chest to get warm.
Gordon Nolan is like, he's just pulled it out of his ass because it sounded good.
That's amazing. Well, I also want to talk about we finally find out what like the angel has been doing in his den. Because we see there's the drug dealer, and the drug dealer's like tied up. So it seems like he was using him as like feed.
Yeah. Like a little nip here and there.
Yeah. And I think there was like one or two other bodies there. It's like, oh, I guess that makes sense. That's why we're not then the vampire. Because I mean, obviously the vampire kills so many fucking cats the first couple days that it's there.
Like you said, we had to move on to people.
Yeah, and it's interesting that then it's like, okay, so it has been like satiating itself, it has been doing these things. But then this episode, he's in full just feeding mode because he fucking swings down, gets that girl. So then he takes back to his lair. And
they give a little bit of not explanation, but they do show something here that I really do like, because obviously it comes in with Aaron at the end. But when it is feeding, like I'm not sure. I'm not saying it doesn't feel pain normally, because I think our weapons just don't hurt as much, but it does almost feel like entranced when eating, because there's what's her name shoots it when they're in his little den, and he just kind of shrugs it off as like an annoyance. He doesn't even go for her, I can't think of their names right now.
Lisa.
He just is like goes back to it. And when he's feeding off Aaron, same thing. Like he goes to like look at his wing, and she like in a very sexual manner grabs it and pulls it back to her neck, and like, you know, because when he's eating, that's all he cares about. Kind of, I guess, makes sense. Kind of like a dog. I'm saying, like a squeaky toy in the dog. It's like it doesn't matter. It's eating. Yeah,
I like that, because then it's like because it makes sense too, because he can reheal. Like, he can heal itself. So it's like, oh, care about that.
But I do like, because, you know, you could also have him just get pissed and Joe and kill and go back to the feeding. But I like that he's so into it. He's just like, oh, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, piss off. Like, he's not willing to hurt. He's just like, dude, let me do my thing. It's very, I don't know. There's something about I was like, oh, that's a cool little detail. Like, he's like, he like grunts and just goes back to it.
It sets it up for later on once we're
which is the best part of and my favorite part of the entire episode, actually.
Yeah, I forgot. Like I've said many times during this rewatch. I thought Aaron survived. I forgot all about this.
I cried like such a bitch when this first aired, because this scene I think about a lot, actually. Oh my God. And we flash back to her and Riley, but it's a different conversation. I mean, it's the same conversation, but her perspective is changing because she's dying. And she's like, as she's dying, she's like, getting this is my interpretation, of course, like she's getting the meaning of life. Like, it's opening up to her as she's dying. She's realizing all these connections and the stars. Oh my God.
And you know why? Because she has all the DMT releasing into her, like Riley said.
Yeah, there needs to be a little more of a spiritualness there. because she's like talking about the dreams. Like, what is it? The dream. She's like, I always forget my dreams. It's like her tone there, so beautiful.
Yeah, the cosmos and its infinite dreams. We are the cosmos dreaming of itself. It's simply a dream that I think is my life every time, but I'll forget this. I always do. I always forget my dreams.
And it's like this happy thing. Because she's, oh my God. Dude, that is one of the best monologues I've ever heard. The score is it's just perfectly balanced in there. It's like, man, I don't know. It's something that makes me emotional. I consider this one of the best endings I've ever seen because of that, where she's like, yeah, exactly. I forget my dreams. Like, and she's like happy about it. She's okay. She's going back at the stars. She's like, what is it? Now you must have it pulled up. I should have written it down, but she's like, like every universe is like a grain in the sand. And it's like, and that's what we call God.
Yeah. More galaxies in the universe than grains of sands on the beach. And that's what we're talking about when we say God, the one.
Yeah. That's fucking beautiful. That is so beautiful. I mean, yeah. I wish I had the talent to write something like that. Damn, dude.
I just imagine. I mean, that's also why it's like this. Flanagan considers this like his opus, his grand work. It's like, yeah, if I wrote this shit, I'd be like, hey, look at this. This is the greatest thing I've ever written. Let me know how great it is.
And death, but skewed through a vampire story. That's all this is. I mean, this is far less horror than Honey Hill House to me. I mean, this is an absolute drama about the existence, life, death, faith, and it's filtered through a vampire tale, which is beautiful. That's why this is so good. It's surprise, as we said before, it's a masterpiece. We're not rating these, but this is a perfect show.
Yeah,
it means a lot to me. This hits on themes that are very deep, and I get that this isn't for everybody, but I think we talked about this before. This isn't. You don't have to love Midnight Mass, but if you don't, then I just don't think we agree on like what existence is, what life is. I don't think we like connect to the same emotional wavelengths personally.
Yeah. And there's I love the sound that it makes when Aaron's cutting into the like, cause you can like hear it, like there's like a little bit of drag in it. It's like, it's so satisfying, which then seeing like the vampire, like the angel try and like fly off and it's all like not able to fly well
because she's in her dying moments. Not only is she like understanding what the universe is, but simultaneously she's saving the world.
Yeah.
And that's why I think when she pulls it back to her neck, she's like, no, she's dying, but she's making sure there's enough holes where this fucking thing can't fly well enough to get that 30 miles to the mainland.
Yeah. I mean, if she didn't die, I mean, she's fucking would have died and then come back to life because she had so much of that vampire blood in her. So she would have just gone up in flame anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Aaron's definitely dead. Though, did you read in the, like Flanagan even says in the book of like, yeah, technically like it's open-ended enough. Like
I don't
the
like
vampire
that.
could still be
I know
out
I read
there.
it. I don't want to talk. That pisses me off. I don't know why that pisses me off. It's like you fucking, you hit a home run like this. And then I get it in his head, but it's like, that scares me. As much as I trust Flanagan, I'd never want him to touch this again. I never in a fucking million years. I'm sorry. I've lived too long. Thanks, Mike. Fucking, I want you to retract that and said, no, I'm joking. It's closed. Because the idea of him even looking in this direction pisses me off. It's like, no, buddy, you don't get a second Shawshank.
Well, and it's interesting to me too, because I guess, because my interpretation of the ending, which there's also some, I mean, we got to talk about Bev Keane. But like because the final line of the show is, I can't feel my legs.
Because the vampire's dead.
That's always how I took it. But then is it? Was Linklater putting his own blood in it? So then Linklater dying, is that? But also, I wouldn't think that would be it because we've seen the vampire put his blood in the thing. So like I would expect, but also too, who knows when's the last time that she took communion?
That's true. I mean, it fits so much better if it is the vampire being dead, because that cuts the tie of everything. Because the vampire's blood is what she was drinking.
Yeah.
Right. Because he was filling it up and then Pruitt was putting it in. I took it like that way. Maybe it's not, but that to me is a far more impactful ending. If it's That's how they let you know that the vampire did make it to the mainland. You know?
Yeah. I mean, and because it has a line that the younger brother says where he's like, it's 40 miles to land.
Yeah, it was
like
maybe.
That.
Maybe it's probably not, but it's like it's not too punctual, too the word I'm looking for. But
Yeah,
I like that he says it like
enough.
like it's like, well, I think so, because exactly, like, you know, he's not he's a kid, you know, because a lot of movies be like, well, it's 40 miles, there's no way that vampire will make it, and this kid's like, I don't think so. I mean, he's using logic to sort of reason with it, and so you kind of don't know. But then that line to me is that beautiful, like, after everything, it's like, you know, and the day is saved, or whatever a good ending line would be.
Yeah. Well, and I love all of the different people's deaths. They all like the Henry Thomas and Annie. They like start singing the hymn, which also I found out is the rumored hymn that they sang on the sinking of the Titanic.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful hymn.
Like, yeah, so that was a fun little connection, and I like there was just it sounded nice, and how he handles all of their deaths is pretty fucking brilliant. Like it's done in a classy way, but we're still seeing enough of it. We're seeing enough of them like go up in flame. I was a little worried because I again just couldn't remember. So then it's like, oh, you better not be cutting away.
We only actually see one. We truly only see one, and it's the only one we need to see. Bev Keane begging like a fucking dog trying to dig her hole. I love it, because everything else you see a little bit of a little fucking tinge.
Yeah, there's some
and
sin.
We cut beautifully because these people are singing and they're together. There's community. This is the most beautiful thing to me. It's like the crying, they're hugging each other. Like even the Sturge, when he talks to the choir boy, he's like, "I did some bad things. Will you forgive me?"
Yeah,
it's like, oh, fucking get emotional thinking about it. He asked this just some random kid, and not random. I know they're the same town, but he's like, he doesn't need to forgive. That doesn't really mean anything, but he needs to know that this one kid will forgive him. He needs to know that, and so everybody gets this emotional fucking way to like end on top, except for Keane. That's the only one we see her burning and screaming, and it's like good.
But the best part of it all is she's seeing Hassan and Ali, and they're praying towards Mecca, and like it's like the sense of like, oh, they're trying, like their last moments, they're wanting to speak to God, like they're wanting to praise their God, and then like Bev, she like tries to take it with dignity, just like they're doing, and then like. Yeah, it's like her instincts just kick in, her selfishness that she's had all her life, and she starts just digging in the sand like a dog, like trying to escape the sun.
Because you're right, though. Their last moments, they're praying, and they are at peace. You know, and it's so sad that the sheriff falls over. That moment always like fucking kind of made me cry. Yeah. And it's just like, and then his son just sits there, but like they're together. Bev hears the town in their last moments together. Like together singing. It's like, and she is alone. And gotta love it. I love it. You couldn't ask for a better comeuppance. I know I've been saying it this entire time, but I can't. And again, they show her face fucking melts as she's screaming. Mm-hmm. And that's the only one we actually see. And I'm like, that's how you do it, buddy. That's a cherry on top.
When Ali gets a little bit of his, he gets a little bit of, I don't know, gets to like, but not retribution, but he gets a little bit of good faith. I don't know, good karma, because he is the one that lights the rec center on fire. So it's like, oh, even though he fucking betrayed his dad earlier on and is a dumbass and essentially gets himself in the situation to begin with. Like,
that's his redemption arc.
Yeah, his redemption. Yes. But then beautifully done. Again, like I feel like I remembered all the pieces. Like I knew the town burns and they didn't have any spots, but I definitely did not remember all the different elements of who does what and how it gets from A to B. And
this is one of the most emotionally satisfying finales. And now it's a miniseries, so it's like I don't want to put the same, I don't know, work against like a 10-season show, but like in terms of story, this is just, I mean, like you said, everything, all the pieces fit. It was smart. It was clever and emotionally, honestly, perfect.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this not working for people. It's just, it's one of those things that it's like, I know it doesn't, it has to, there has to be some person out there that's like, this is lame or I don't like it. And I'm just there thinking like how emotionally wrecked this made me watching it again. Just all these moments where I'm like, oh, fucking the sheriff falling over, fucking the everybody singing, Sturge asking for forgiveness, Pruitt being like, I'm sorry, and fucking taking off the fucking collar. It's like, oh my God. Woo.
Yeah. Brilliantly done. And just like definitely one of the I love Haunting of Hill House, but this is just what I consider to be peak Flanagan, and it's such a satisfying watch from beginning to end. So damn good.
Yeah, I mean it's probably his best. I will say I put Haunting Hill House close. I don't think there's not a big enough gap, but this is tight. It's it's just. Yeah. The thing is, the only bad thing is that like, he'll never hit this again. You know what I'm saying? All I ask for Flanagan is just make me cry. At this point, just make me cry. But like, it would be impossible to, because again, you don't get a better Shawshank. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hope for Green Mile. I really do. I want to be moved. I want something beautiful. I want some soul. And that's what I hope for Flanagan going forward. But after this, it's like, you know, I could die happy. I got like, I finally got I got a story that like I've been trying to get my whole life. Like what this made me feel, I've been looking for. This has been my journey for a very long time.
Yeah, extremely emotionally satisfying and yeah, just absolutely brilliant. 4 out of 4. Big
I was
fan.
Gonna say 3 out of 4. No, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And if anybody disagrees, then God bless you. But we're not, you know, we're not in the same.
Yeah, we're not simpatico. Well, we've made it through midnight mass, which means hopefully we maintained at least a quarter of our listeners during this our little side project, because you and I have been wanting to cover this for a while, but I know it is more niche than some of the more widespread. Like we've done a lot more mainstream stuff in the past, so we'll see how the numbers do for this. First, well, by the time we're airing this, first episode comes out tomorrow, so we'll see if this was a massive mistake or not.
Nah, I love it. I don't care. That's one of those things. As David Bowie would once do, I'll do one for them and one for me.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is when we can announce what we're going into next, which we're doing another franchise chat. Do you remember which one we're doing, Lance?
Well, it better start Chicago, or I'm remembering a conversation.
Yes, we're doing Candyman. No, I'm kidding. Go fucking cover 4 movies.
The first one's masterpiece, but yeah, that'd be a franchise chat where I'm like, one's good, the rest suck.
Yeah, it would not be great. But actually, we are going to be covering the Child's Play franchise, which we're also going to be covering the remake with Mark Hamill. That'll be part of it, but we're not covering Chucky, the TV show, because that would just be too much. Yeah, we don't cover it. Just like the same reason we didn't cover Freddy's Nightmares or Friday the 13th TV series. It's just movie entries. So I'm excited. When's the last time you watched any of the Child's Plays?
About 4 or 5 years ago. Because when the Blu-ray box set came out, I watched all of them that Halloween season. So whenever that came out, but it's been a while. Like I said, at least 4 or 5 years.
There's no way it's been. I feel like that box set had to have come out sooner.
No, because I was in my apartment, and I've been in my apartment at least going on 4 years. So unless it's the last thing I watched before I moved.
That's crazy. Yeah, because I got that box set, I feel like in like 2018. Because I have a box that it does not have Cult in it. Curse is the last one.
Well, I'm talking, I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. I feel like I'm not going to search during this conversation. People are trying to be like, what the hell? But I'll find out. And when we started, I'll let you know when the last time exactly. Because whenever that box set came out, the black one that I have is when I watched it last.
I think we might have the same one then. Yeah, that'll be That'll be interesting. I'm excited to go through them. There is a commentary track on the Patreon with me going over Child's Play 2. So definitely check that out if you want a little bit of a tease for what's to come with with our Child's Play franchise chat, because that should run us, I think, into January, which then we'll have another franchise chat right after, which should be time appropriate with a certain franchise that is releasing a new entry in the beginning of 2026. That'll be our tease for that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this. Check out our Patreon. We have multiple fun little episodes. We also, I just did a live a video commentary for Halloween 5 in costume. So you have to check that out. It'll probably end up going up on YouTube next Halloween season. But if you want to see that now, check out the Patreon. And also, very exciting news. If you've wanted to, there were some people inquiring during our Halloween ranking episode, the wonderful John Carpenter extravaganza shirt that I had on. Well, you can check out needlesslynostalgic.threadless.com, and we've got the John Carpenter extravaganza shirt up, as well as our Stephen King extravaganza shirt. They are up. They've been up for weeks at this point. I think Threadless final is cool, and they're not taking shit down. Hopefully they're not gonna take down the whole shop just for our amazing t-shirts. But yeah, they're up there, so check them out. I'm literally, as we record, you can't see this, but Lance can. I'm literally wearing the John Carpenter extravaganza shirt. I wear it probably once every 2 weeks. It's one of my favorite shirts, so definitely check that out. And also too, before we go, George Buck Flower. I've had multiple people tell me how much they love their George Buck Flower shirt, which I just saw Back to the Future in theaters again. And he popped up on the screen. I literally leaned over to my girlfriend. I was like, hey, George Buck Flower. Flower. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you in the next one. Goodbye.